Have you ever wondered how late-life divorce impacts women emotionally? It's a question that's been studied by researchers, and the findings might surprise you. It turns out that women tend to struggle more than men with the emotional aftermath of a later-life divorce. This struggle is evident in the higher and more prolonged use of antidepressants among women compared to men. Picture this. A woman in her late 50s or 60s experiences a divorce. It's a life-altering event that brings about a sea of change in her life. The emotional toll of this event is so profound that it's reflected in her increased use of antidepressants. This isn't a temporary spike. The increase in antidepressant use continues for a prolonged period, painting a picture of the emotional struggle she is going through. But what happens when she finds love again? Does repartnering ease the emotional burden and bring about a significant reduction in antidepressant use? Interestingly, the answer is no. While there is indeed a brief reduction in antidepressant use after repartnering, this effect is notably short-lived. It tails off only slightly and briefly, underscoring the unique challenges women face in adjusting to these life changes. This pattern of antidepressant use among women following a divorce and the brief reduction after repartnering suggests that finding love again might not be enough. It indicates that women might need more targeted support to navigate the emotional landscape of late-life divorce and the subsequent journey of finding love again. So, what do we take away from this? It's evident that the emotional impact of late-life divorce on women is significant. It's a complex issue that goes beyond the immediate aftermath of the divorce and extends into the journey of adjusting to life after the divorce and finding love again. These findings show the unique challenges women face when adjusting to late-life divorce. With population aging, the concept of gray divorce is becoming more prevalent. This term might be unfamiliar to some, so let's unpack it. Gray divorce refers to the dissolution of marriages involving individuals aged 50 and over. It's a phenomenon that's gaining traction, particularly in prosperous nations. Now you might be wondering, why gray divorce? The term stems from the idea of gray hair, symbolizing the later stages of life. It's during these years that an increasing number of couples are deciding to part ways. Some attribute this trend to longer life expectancies, transforming societal norms, or simply the desire for a fresh start in the golden years. Interestingly, this rise in gray divorce is paralleled by an uptick in repartnering among the same demographic. Yes, individuals are not only untying the knot in their later years, but are also seeking new companionship. It's a testament to the human spirit's resilience in the quest for happiness, irrespective of age. However, this journey to find love again isn't without its hurdles. The transition can be tough, especially for women. They face unique challenges as they navigate the unfamiliar territory of late-life singledom and new partnerships. These challenges could range from financial and social adjustments to emotional upheavals, which can take a toll on their mental health. The trend of gray divorce highlights the need for targeted support for women navigating these changes. As society evolves, it's crucial to recognize these shifts and provide resources to help individuals, particularly women, manage the emotional aftermath of late-life relationship changes. This support can come in many forms, from mental health services to social networks to financial advice. In the end, understanding gray divorce and its implications is about acknowledging the complexities of life and love at any age. It's about recognizing that every stage of life brings its unique challenges and joys, and supporting one another through them all. Let's delve deeper into the patterns of antidepressant use in the context of late-life divorce. It's important to remember that every individual experiences the emotional toll of divorce differently, and these patterns don't define everyone's journey. However, they do provide us with a broader understanding of how men and women on average navigate the emotional landscape of late-life breakups. Now, both men and women have been observed to increase their antidepressant use in the run-up to and immediate aftermath of a divorce. This isn't altogether surprising. Divorce, after all, is an emotionally charged event that can bring about feelings of loss, failure, and uncertainty about the future. However, here's where the gender differences come into sharper focus. Women's use of these medications was found to be greater than men's. This suggests that women may, on average, feel the emotional impact of a divorce more intensely, or for a longer period of time than their male counterparts. Now, you'd think that finding a new partner might alleviate some of this emotional distress, right? Well, that's partially true. repartnering was associated with a slight reduction in antidepressant use in both sexes. But here's the catch. This effect was particularly short-lived in women. Why might this be the case? Well, it could be that women, more so than men, may continue to grapple with the emotional fallout of their previous relationship, even as they enter into a new one. Alternatively, it could be that the process of establishing a new relationship later in life brings with it its own set of challenges and stresses. These patterns suggest that women might struggle more than men to emotionally cope with a divorce or the end of a relationship in later life. This is not to say that men have it easy or that every woman will experience divorce in this way. But it does highlight the need for targeted support for women navigating the emotional landscape of late-life relationship changes. Remember, it's okay to seek help, and it's okay to take the time you need to heal. What happens when these women find new partners after a divorce? It's a question that might seem to hint at brighter horizons, a chance to start anew. But the reality is more complex, especially when it comes to the use of antidepressants among women who've experienced a late-life separation. Repartnering or entering into a new relationship after a divorce or a bereavement can be a significant chapter in a woman's life. It's often seen as an opportunity for new beginnings, a chance to move past the pain of a previous relationship. But when we look at the patterns of antidepressant use among women who've repartnered, we see a different story. There's a brief reduction in antidepressant use when these women find new partners. This could be attributed to the initial joy of starting a new relationship, the comfort of companionship, or the hope that comes with a fresh start. But what's striking is how short-lived this reduction is. It's like a flicker that briefly lights up the darkness, only to quickly fade away. This suggests that repartnering doesn't offer a long-term emotional respite for these women. Instead, the challenges, the emotional baggage, the unhealed scars from the past relationship continue to weigh heavily. And this underscores the unique challenges women face in adjusting to these life changes. It's also important to remember that the experience of repartnering can vary greatly among women. Some might find it harder to adjust than others. Some might find themselves grappling with past traumas, while others might struggle with the fear of another heartbreak. And all of these factors can contribute to the continuation of antidepressant use. So what does this all mean? It means that we need to understand the complexities of repartnering in later life. It means that we need to provide targeted support to women who are navigating this challenging phase. And it means that we need to recognize that finding love again isn't always enough to mend a broken heart or to ease the emotional turmoil that comes with a late-life separation. While repartnering can bring some emotional relief, the impact is notably short-lived for women. And that's a reality we need to acknowledge and address. To sum up, late-life divorce presents unique challenges for women. Throughout our discussion, we've delved into the emotional impact this life change can have, particularly for women. We've tackled the concept of gray divorce, a phenomenon on the rise in high-income countries due to our aging populations. We've also examined the patterns of antidepressant use, which serve as a stark indicator of the emotional toll. Women, it seems, have a greater tendency to turn to these medications, both in the run-up to and aftermath of a divorce, breakup, or bereavement. But it's not just the increased use that's concerning. It's the fact that this use remains consistently high, often for years after the event. We've also explored the impact of repartnering on antidepressant use. While finding a new partner does lead to a slight reduction in the use of these drugs for both sexes, this effect is notably short-lived for women. This underscores the unique challenges women face in adjusting to these life changes and highlights the need for targeted support. Ultimately, these findings shine a light on the struggles women can face when navigating the choppy waters of late-life divorce. They remind us that finding love again, while a beautiful thing, isn't necessarily a panacea for the emotional turmoil that can accompany such a significant life change. But it's more than just about understanding these challenges. It's about finding ways to provide the right support for women going through this. It's about ensuring that they don't just survive, but thrive in this new chapter of their lives. It's about recognizing that while the emotional aftermath of a late-life divorce can be tough, with the right help, it can also be a time of growth and self-discovery. Understanding these challenges is crucial in providing the right support for women navigating late-life divorce.